हम बात करने वाले हैं क्लास 11th के टॉपिक सेट्स के नेक्स्ट पार्ट की। तो बच्चों, अभी तक जो हमने पढ़ा वो है डेफिनेशन ऑफ ए सेट, रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ ए सेट इन वेरियस फॉर्म्स, कार्डिनल नंबर, फाइनाइट सेट एंड इनफाइनाइट सेट, एम्प्टी सेट एंड इक्विवेलेंट सेट एंड इक्वल सेट्स। तो आज के इस वीडियो लेक्चर में हम पढ़ने वाले हैं सबसेट्स, पावर सेट, इंटरवल एज अ सबसेट ऑफ रियल नंबर्स और यूनिवर्सल सेट के बारे में। तो आइए शुरू करते हैं आज की क्लास। सबसे पहले हम बात करते हैं सबसेट की। तो ये आपके सामने मैं एक एग्जांपल रख रहा हूं। ये मान लीजिए आपका स्कूल है। ये जो आपको एक वेन डायग्राम की मदद से मैंने एक रिप्रेजेंट किया है स्कूल को, जहां सेट बी जो है स्कूल के सभी स्टूडेंट्स को रिप्रेजेंट करता है और ये आपकी क्लास है। सेट ए जो है आपकी क्लास के स्टूडेंट्स को रिप्रेजेंट करता है। तो आप देख पा रहे हैं कि आपकी क्लास पूरे स्कूल का एक पार्ट है। दैट मीन्स whoever is the student of your class is also a student of your school. That means whatever elements are available in A also available in B. So in that case A is said to be the subset of B. Sub means small. So it's a smaller part. Okay. So let's define this. If set A contains the elements which are all the elements of the set B as well, then A is known as the subset of B. So if X belongs to A, X belongs to A, and if I can prove that X also belongs to B, it means A is a subset of B. This is a symbol for the subset. Okay. Next is the converse is also true. That is, if A is a subset of B, if I can prove that if A is a subset of B, then X belongs to A, it means then X also belongs to B. On the other hand, B is not a subset of A. It is represented by B is not a subset of A. Then what is B? B is the superset of A. If I put this symbol of subset in the opposite direction, that will represent superset. That is to be written as superset. Okay. So what are the equal sets? Taken two diagrams of set A and B, and let's see. So that means set A, if overlap the set B, this is said to be equal set. This we had done in the previous video also. Okay, then what is the change here? So why we are discussing it again and again? See, here we will discuss this with the point of view of subsets. So in case if A is a subset of B and B is a subset of A, then it implies that A is equal to B. That means if all the elements of A are available in B and all the elements of B are available in A, that means A is equal to B. And this can be represented as, mathematically we will write A is subset of B and B is a subset of A, then we will say that A is equal to B. Or vice versa is also true. If A is equal to B, then we can say that A is a subset of B and B is a subset of A. And this will give us a very wonderful insight. How? See, I'm saying that if A is equal to B, correct? A is equal to B, then A will be subset of B. And instead of B, if I write A, so it means A is a subset of A. So what result we can deduce here? That every set is a subset of itself. So it means every set is a subset of itself. In the same way, a null set will be a subset of itself. So null set is also having one subset, that is itself. Since it does not have any element, so also a subset of every other non-empty subset. So it is also a subset of every other non-empty subset. So what two results we got from here? That every non-empty subsets will have at least two subsets. What are the two? One is 5 and other is that set itself. So every set, non-empty set, will have at least two subsets. So let's take an example. So let's set 1 comma 2. We have to write the subsets of this one. Okay. So as we discussed now that every set will have empty set as a subset and the set itself. So 1 comma 2 itself. What other smaller parts are possible? Yes, single element 1. and single element 2. So similarly, we can take another example. If A, B and C, then see how many subsets we can write. 1 is 5. If I take none of the element at a time, if I take one element at a time, then I can write A, B, C. Then if I take two elements at a time, then A comma B, B comma C, C comma A. And then if I take all the three at a time, then A, B and C. So how many subsets? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Next, make the correct statement by filling the symbols subset or not a subset in the blanks. So this is our first example. How we'll check? We'll check that whether all these elements are available in this set also. So here we have 2, 3 and 4. Are 2 available? Yes. 3, yes, and 4 also. Yes, this is a subset. A, B, C. We can see that A is not available. This is available here, but in the right hand side, if we check that, it is not available. So I can say that it is not a subset. See, dear children, you have to take care that all the elements must be present there. It's not about that remaining two are present. X is a student of class 11th of your school and X is a student of your school. So class 11 student, yes, we had taken this example, is also a part of school. Yes, it is a subset. X is a circle in a plane. X is a circle with some radius 1. So when I am saying that X is a circle in plane means all the circles with radius 1, with radius 2, with radius 5, whatever it may be. And on the other hand, in the right side, we have the circles in the same plane with radius 1 unit only. So that means this right part is not containing all the circles here. Because here we have the circle of various radius measure. So it is not a subset. Next, X is a triangle in a plane. X is a rectangle in a plane. Because triangle is not a rectangle, so we cannot say that all the triangles are included in the rectangle. So it is also not a subset. X is an equilateral triangle in a plane and X is a triangle in the same plane. So this side we have only equilateral triangle and all the equilateral triangles are the part of the triangles. So yes, it is a subset. X is an even natural number, X is an integer. See, natural numbers are the part of integers. These are the natural numbers. So integers are bigger part. And out of natural numbers, even natural numbers, yes, it is a subset. All the even natural numbers are integers. So we can say that yes, it is a subset. Examine whether following statements are true or not on the basis of these subsets. Yes, we can check. A comma B is a subset or not? Check the elements. A is available here, B is also available here. It should be true, but it is writing false. So it is a wrong statement, it's a false statement. A and E and X is a vowel in English alphabet. So what are the vowels in English alphabet? A, E, I, O, U. So A, E, this side, left hand side if we see, A and E are available and right hand side both the elements are available. Yes, it is a true statement. Next 1, 2, 3 and this side 1, 3, 5. 2 is available on the left hand side but it is not available on the right hand side. Means this set is not a part of this one. So it is a false statement. Set A is a subset of A, B and C. A is available. Yes, it is a true. Set A belongs to this. No. See, when I use belongs to, that means it should be a element in this. And here we don't have any such element. So it's a false. See, when I write belongs to, in the previous video we discussed that, first video, this side we will write element, then belongs to, and there we write the name of the set. So here this set A is not an element in this one. So it's a false statement. X is an even natural number less than 6. So what are the even natural numbers less than 6? Yes, 2, 4, that's it. Less than 6, we will not include 6. and this side x is a natural number which divides 36. So which are the natural numbers which divide 36? 1, 2, 3, yes, 4, then 6, then 36, then 18, 12. These are the numbers, natural numbers which divide 36. So is it a subset? 2 and 4? Yes, they are available here. So it's a subset. Next, if A is this one, which of the following are incorrect and why? And to understand it better, let's make a diagram first. So this is a set having these elements 1, 2, and element 3, 4 and 5. How many elements we have? 4 elements. These are not the different element. See, if we included them in the braces, that means it is representing only one element. So this set is having only 4 elements. This is 1, 2, and the third element is 3, 4 and 5. Okay, these are the 4 elements we have. And let's see the statements. So 3, 4 is a subset of A. No, this is a false statement. The reason is this is incorrect. Why it is incorrect? See, this 3, 4 set is a part of this set. So we can say that it's a belonging to this set. And when I have to write it's a subset, then I have to write down like this. So curly brackets and the element, that is 3, 4, and now I can say that one more curly bracket, and now I can say that this is a subset of A. Yes, as I told you, this belongs to set A. This is correct and this was incorrect. Yes, this element 3, set 3, 4 is a subset of A. Yes, it is correct now because we put another extra braces for this one. 1 belongs to A. Yes, it is also correct. 1 is a subset of A. Element cannot be a subset of a set. So subset means this should be some set, and this is not a set. If I write it like this, so then it is correct statement. Now it is a false statement. 1, 2, 5 is a subset of A. Yes, this is correct because I can see that all the 3 elements are available here. So this does not belongs to. See, when I write belongs to, I should not use these braces. Otherwise, it become single element braces 1, 2, 5, and no such elements are available. So I will say that this is an incorrect statement. Next, 1, 2 and 3. No any element like 3 here. See, this is as unit element, एक single element है ये. So ऐसा कोई 3 जैसा कोई element हमारे पास available नहीं है. So it's a incorrect statement. 5 belongs to A. No, we don't have any element named 5. And 5 is a subset of A? Yes. 5 is a subset of every set. Set 5 means it's having an element named 5. So no any element 5 is available. We discuss in part 9 also. No any element we have named 5. So it's a wrong statement. So here I made a table representing various examples. See, if I have a set 5, how many elements it will have? 0. Number of elements, that is a cardinal number, will be 0. Okay. And how many subsets it will have? It will have 5 only. So number of subsets will be, that is 1. और 1 को हम represent कर सकते हैं 2 raised to power 0 के form में. Then if I have the set A, so how many elements it is having? 1 element. And how many subsets it will have? See, all the elements set A or 5 set. So number of subsets will be 2, and which I can represent 2 raised to power 1. So let the set A comma B. So it is having 2 elements, so cardinal number is 2, and subsets will be, as we know that every set is a subset of itself and phi is a subset of every set. So these two are the permanent. Then single elements A and B, these are the subsets possible. So how many? 4, and 4 can be represented as 2 raised to power 2. Similarly, if we have the 3 elements, so we will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So number of subsets will be 8. That means 2 raised to power 3. And if we keep on going like this, so by induction method, if we have n elements, the number of subsets will be 2 raised to power n. If a set is having n elements, then number of subsets will be 2 raised to power n. That's the way we can count the number of subsets See, for an example, if a set is having 5 elements, A, B, C, D and E. Now, it is having 5 elements. Now tell me, how many subsets it will have? 2 raised to power 5. That means it will have 32 subsets. How many elements has power set of A if A is equal to 5? Okay, as you know, power set is the set of all the subsets. So if A is equal to 5, as we discussed in the previous slide, if A is equal to 5, the number of elements in A is equal to 0. And number of elements in A is equal to 0, the number of subsets will be 2 raised to power 0. That is 1. So number of elements in power set of A will be 1. Correct? And what is that? The 5 itself. Power set of A will have 1 element. Means as many number of subsets you can create. Okay, number of subsets, that will be equal to number of elements in power set. So now let's understand subsets of set of real numbers. So this is a set of real numbers, and the rational number is a subset of the real numbers. Integers is a subset of real and rational numbers. Whole numbers are the subset of integers. Natural numbers are the subsets of whole numbers. So it means we can write it like this: natural numbers are the subset of integers, integers are the subset of rational numbers, and this is a subset of real numbers. Okay, real number actually consists of the two parts. One is the integral rational numbers and other is the irrational number. So in the first video we discussed that how we represent this t. T is r minus q. T is the set of irrational numbers. So here we can say that T is a subset of real numbers. Intervals as subsets of R. So this is a number line if you discuss. So on the number line there are infinite number of real numbers. We cannot list all of them. Then how to write them? So we will write them as an interval. Okay. Here on the number line, two types of dot we will use. One is this type of dot where this is the darkened dot. So this represents that these particular points are included. And if I use this type of dot, that means this point is not included. Okay, let's see. So four types are possible, that both the dots can be dark, one can be dark, other can be empty, empty dark, and both can be empty. What does it mean? This is the first type of जो arrow है, ये line है number line. This is representing the interval from the number A to B. First dot is representing number A and second dot is representing number B. So that means all the numbers in between this. So in the set builder form we will say that it is a set of x where x belongs to real number. And what is x? X is all the real numbers from A to B including A and B, because x is more than equal to A and x is less than equal to B. Equal to is also there. That means A and B are also included. And in the second example, this is a example where one part is written as, see, this side we have this close bracket and other side we have the open interval. Okay, so square bracket represents the close part and this is represent the open part. Open part means this particular number B is not included. So for an example, if I say that a set 3 to 7 and this side if I put open interval, it means it will start from 3 and 3 will be included, 3.1, 3.2, 5, 6, 6.999 will be included, 6.99 will be included, and so many nines, as many you want, but 7 will not be included. That's why it is an open interval. It is a never ending process. So you can reach nearer to 7 but 7 will be never included. So this is an open interval. Okay, so this side A open and B closed. It means x is more than A but x is less than equal to B. So here A is not included. And in this last fourth example, A and B both are not included. So this is an example of open interval. So A and B both are not included. X lies between A and B. So let's write them in the C x, where x belongs to real number, and minus 4, x is more than minus 4. So I should write open interval minus 4. Reason, minus 4 is not included here. X is not equal to minus 4. And this side 6 is included. So I should say 6 in the square brackets. Next, see both the numbers are not included. So I should say minus 12 comma minus 10. 0 is included. So square bracket, and 7 is not included. So 7 we will not include. Next one, 3 is included as well as 4 is included. So it's a closed interval. So both sides we will use square brackets. So now we have to write the following intervals in the set builder form. So this is the interval. So I should write, yes. So x, where x belongs to real number, and because both sides we have the open interval, so I will not use equal to sign. Minus x lies between minus 3 and 0. And this time both are closed, so I will use equal to sign also. So x, where x belongs to real number, and x lies between 6 and 12, and both are to be included, so I wrote equal to sign also here. And this side 6 is not included, so the only change is that I will not use equal to sign in this part. So x will be more than 6. And next part, x will be more than equal to 23 but less than 5. So x will be more than equal to minus 23 and less than 5. So what is a universal set? Universal set is a set which contains all the elements or objects of the other sets. So including its own elements. So that means यहाँ कौन से सारे एलिमेंट इंक्लूड करने की बात हो रही है, जिसको हम कंसीडर कर रहे हैं, जिस रेफरेंस में हम बात कर रहे हैं, उन सारे एलिमेंट्स को इंक्लूड करने की बात हो रही है. It's usually denoted by the symbol capital U. So let's take an example. We have three sets named A, B and C. The elements of A, B, C are defined as, so A is 1, 3, 6, 8. B is 2, 3, 4, 5. C is 5, 8, 9. And we are supposed to write the universal set for these three sets. So I will write a universal set which will include the elements of all three sets, at least these one. So I can write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then 7 also I can include, that doesn't matter, but my minimum requirement is 8 and 9. So all the elements will be included by that, and if you wish you can include more, that 10, 11, 12. So in a case, that universal set is actually superset of all these sets A, B and C. So all the elements of A, B and C we can find in the universal set. So what universal set you can suppose for this one? The set of right triangles. So what will be, see, if I am talking about right triangles, so they will be included in the all the triangles. If you have a set of all the triangles in a plane, that means right triangles will be part of that. So universal set will become set of all triangles. And set of isosceles triangle, the same set we can use. That means set of all triangles when I am saying, so isosceles triangles will also be a part of that. So in that way we can find the universal set. So that was a part of today's lecture. So hope you understand that. And if you understand that, what you have to do, you have to subscribe AD Mathematics for more videos and latest notifications. So our Twitter, email and Facebook accounts are given here. If you have any doubt, you can write to us or you can leave a comment. Thank you very much.